Okay. So now, business problem needing a solution. Let's take this scenario. An IT service company has a vast portfolio of client projects. They need to manually prepare business pitches, proposals, and project plans. The activities have been redundant, where the team is just copying, pasting the same decks and just changing the content. There are often misreporting of milestones and estimations due to human errors. They want to automate the entire business pitch, proposals, and project roadmaps to save the time and embarrassment. Read this business problem. Now, tell me, what do you get from this business problem? What do you get?
Problem. So the problem is that they are doing the same thing again and again. So it's like they have different clients, but then their solution is the same. Like like it's just mentioned here, it's just copy paste the same content here. It's a little bit changes here and there, and then they just sell the same thing again and again. So it's monotonous.
So it's like what happens is, see, basically a service company who has lots of client projects. There are different portfolios. Now they want to give a business speech to someone. They prepare presentation. They have templates and everything. What happens is they create presentations, they create sheets and everything. Now what they do is, okay, there's a new business client. So last time they serviced to a client who was into pharmacy. Then there comes another client who is into selling cars. Now what happens is, the project manager of that car project tells to the pharmacy project manager, oh, last time you are done, so you must be having some ready-made files, just give it to them. This happens, and this is a very crude thing which also happens in college, that friends copy each other's projects and then they just modify, put in the names and everything. Now what happens is, the pharmacy project manager give all the files or proposals to the car project manager. Now what that car project manager does is gives those files to his subordinates and tells them, okay, just reuse this and then modify it to make it compatible with the car project. But the time is very less. What they do is they modify everything, but they leave some traces of that pharmacy project there. They either leave modifying some unnecessary slides. They either kind of misreport the milestones. It can happen that they just copy pasted the estimations and milestones as it was in the pharmacy. They failed to change the figures. Everything went haywire, and because of this, they faced embarrassment. Are you getting me? The problem now?
Yeah.
What is the problem?
The problem is they just basically copy paste. So, but then actual what the project the car person needs, they are not fulfilling that.
This is just a business pitch. Forget about
Yeah.
what they need. What happens is, you go to a client and you want to give a proposal. What happens is, you don't have anything handy. You will ask your friend who has done already a client proposal for some other company to give his or her files to you. You take the files and you quickly modify them over the night. But due to human error, you misspell something, you actually misreport the figures. So the estimation, or there are certain delivery estimation, there are certain deliverables that need to be mentioned. What you did is, in a hurry, you actually forgot to change those figures as per the new business pitch. And what's the result because of that?
You end up losing that client, or maybe the client is not interested because
Most of the thing is, you create a blunder. The client is saying, what are you showing me?
Yeah.
What are you showing me? And that causes you embarrassment. Now tell me, for this, to solve this problem, what will you do? What are the requirements that you will gather? What's the foremost requirement?
Maybe like instead of like copy pasting, to look at what suppose if even if I take the pharmacy project, same thing, files, I'll look at it, I will find what are the things which will be similar or same in my need,
Mhm.
like in the
But
hard
this you are
process.
doing it manually. All the humans are not don't have that much time. So if you want to solve it digitally, what are the requirements, basic requirements that you will derive out of this? What are different requirements? If you want to build a solution, digital solution for this, in order to avoid people doing the same mistake again and again, what if I will tell you I want to build a complete web-based system to do such a way that no matter whatever project is, a person doesn't have to copy paste the things. There will be a certain framework already ready. The person can just start using it from scratch. So then, what are the requirements for this? Are you getting the thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Just think.
So
Imagine that you are a user and you want to build something from scratch. What will you need?
like
What a
raw
form?
data, raw
Hmm?
data maybe,
Raw data, and what are those raw data?
like the documents and like maybe
First and foremost thing you need is documentation.
yeah,
Because without documentation, how will you even proceed?
yeah.
And that
You don't think,
documentation doesn't mean a lengthy documents. Documentation means, as you said, raw data. You need raw data. You document those raw data in a proper structured way. Okay, simplifying and that for that you need to simplify it. Just simplify the standard documentation process. It should not be too clumsy. It should not be too complicated. So most and foremost thing. Okay. Now we need to first understand that if we are giving them such a thing, then we need to have easy to understand interfaces for smooth operations, because human errors happen because of complexity. If I give you complex documentation and you just need to change the figure, change the data, complexity adds up to stress, and in that stress a person kind of commits a mistake.
mistake. Yeah.
And that's more important, that you need to start building easy to understand interfaces. And of course you need automation. Now take for example, now automate, how will you automate these things? How will you automate a simple, what do you think? The lots of, we talk about AI, ML, AI, ML. How do you think AI, ML may help here? What as per you?
Maybe it will like get things which are needed to my project or something. So it's the topics which are related to my
Mm-hmm.
things. So suppose it's a car,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
like the insurance is there,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe
Mm-hmm.
like the maintenance is there. So maybe AI will help. Will select all of those, like what are the requirements I need, and then
Mm-hmm.
so just like get it here.
Yeah, it's as simple as you mentioned. So take for example, if I want to build a proposal for car manufacturer,
Hmm.
so automatically what I will do is there will be simple templates ready already. The template
Yeah.
for a car manufacturer, template for insurance, template for this, template for that. I will just tell the system, over the system, I will just select an option. I should get an option to select for the base project or what
Hmm.
kind of domain, the domain area for whom I want. Then if I will give it, if I am given the option to select certain criteria and then a button just to build a pitch, automatically the pitch will be created. Now this was something which I had defined even before ChatGPT was introduced in market. First of all, ChatGPT came now, but this was
Yeah.
something which I defined even before ChatGPT came. Like you ask a user certain questions, and you just a wizard kind of ask user certain questions, and you just click create. So it will actually create a base template for that particular project. So the person doesn't have to copy paste the things. Getting me?
Hmm.
You give automation, you give ready-made thing to the user, but through a customized way. You ask for customizations, you ask inputs from the user. What exactly do you want to build? And based on that, I will create a pitch for you. This is what exactly now ChatGPT does.
Machine learning.
Yeah, simulate the machine learning based on the gathered data, related to pitches
Yeah.
and proposals. Now we have lots of data in the market. So what can happen is, just like how you ask ChatGPT for the results, this and that, you can actually, using machine learning, you can capture the data. If you want to create quick data matrix for the presentation, like how, like for example, car, how many car were sold last year, what is the current market ratio of the cars, what is the current market ratio of sedan versus hatchback, so versus SUV. So these are all our data is already there in the market. Through machine learning, you can actually gather the data and then you can just create the image, the pitch immediately, because that data will be actually market data. It's not a fudged up data. So using these techniques, you can actually you can save time. You either go manually research or you actually gather the data from market. So a machine learning and AI based solution will actually help you generate data sets quickly. So this actually, what problem will it solve? Can you tell me?
It will solve the problem where the people are making mistakes. So
Hmm.
creating like maybe wrong information, not wrong information, but the incorrect information.
Typos. We call them
Typos, yeah.
typo errors. It will extensively bring down typo errors. And since it is linked to the market, we can actually have a refresh button, which wherein if I build a solution today and I want to showcase it tomorrow, I can just for a safe side click refresh button and it will actually capture the fresh data. So it means we are reducing errors as much as possible. Building an AI model for generating required decks and plans. Now you have gathered all the information here. And now it's like I will just click create and it will automatically generate. Now again, this was conceptualized before ChatGPT actually. Now ChatGPT does all these things. So building an AI model for generating required decks and plans based on machine learning. So whatever you have gathered, now automatically it will create Excel sheets, it will create PowerPoint decks and anything that you want. And then the application should not slog. This is the most important thing. Since now you must have seen that there are lots of data involved. What happens is when a system has to deal with lots of data? What is the impact?
So there's too much load, or maybe the system gets hanged.
Yeah, the system has to actually, there's a lot of processing time taken. Now your application should also be able to bear the load and so it should not slog. Also, what's the point? Wherein I need just 15 minutes to create a presentation out of the data. So this application should be built such a way that a load gets distributed. So at once it doesn't try to perform everything. It will do in chunks, such a way that it will distribute the processing time. Are you getting me? How you derive requirements?
Yeah.
You first try to understand what exactly you want, and then you try to understand the requirement. What will you provide? Got it?
Yeah.
Don't have to memorize the things. I hope you are noting down the things while we are talking.
Yeah.
See, you don't have to memorize these things. These are just the information that I'm giving you right now. You will automatically start doing these things as you are going ahead. Most important, the application should be lighter and don't slow down your computer system, as you just saw.
Disclaimer. The references to brands and products used in the examples are only meant for the purpose of use cases. The speaker does not intend to endorse, defame, or demean any of those brands or products. The focus is supposed to be on the concepts and not on names.